What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. And yes, indeed, it is another one. So I had this story right here run across my feed and things like that. And yes, I titled it the way that I did and things like that because yes, we have to dive off into this mindset right here where we're seeing a overwhelming amount of women in today's society that are willing to, let's just say, delete their children and things like that, be it outside or inside. So, listen, look, and we were always taught growing up in society, definitely, men, we were taught that women are sugar and spice and everything nice and they could do no wrong and things like that for a large amount of time before we got deeper off into the 21st century. Yes, a lot of men were bamboozled and led astray about women, period. And I had to bring this to the forefront about this mother right here. Now, this situation happened a year ago, but she's just now being sentenced and things like that a few days back. So, yes, and this is out of Kentucky. So, yeah, it is Louisville, Kentucky. So, yeah, we're gonna dive off into this, man. And this is a tragic situation and things like that. This is for actual, learning purposes here. This is to understand also, some women's nature and things like that, that we just know that all women are just not sugar and spice. Okay. So let's go here now. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
Details of the disturbing case out of Shepherdsville. The mother accused of killing her two boys in Bullitt County, Tiffany Lucas, appeared in court today, and a detective from the sheriff's office shared new details. Thanks for joining us. I'm Shay McAllister.
And I'm Doug Proffitt. Today in court, it was revealed she told detectives the shooting was an accident. She's charged with the murder of her two boys. Ian Hardwitt and photojournalist Alyssa Newton have more on the testimony, and we're talking to family members.
They should both be here today in school, going to school, learning, playing sports.
Maurice Baker Jr.'s stepmother, Michelle Rice, and Bobby Baker, his aunt, gather outside the Bullitt County Judicial Center.
How do you accidentally shoot a kid 2 times and then shoot their brother? How do you do that? It's no.
There's no
we're
accident.
Not accepting that.
Wow. Why do you hear that? And then, from what these ladies right here claiming that she actually originally said she popped one and then accidentally popped the other one. How do you can't do that. Ain't no need to even play around with that mindset. You can't. So ain't no how do you do that? Whatever. You can't. It's ridiculous. Let's keep going, people.
It's not mental illness. She knew it. She did.
Had options.
Right.
Bullitt County Sheriff's Detective Richard Beal testifies inside. He interviewed Tiffany Lucas, the mother accused in the murder of her boys, 6-year-old Maurice and 9-year-old Jaden.
I asked Miss Lucas if she meant to hurt her children. She indicated that it was an accident. Quote, it was an accident, end quote.
Detective Beal's testimony brought the hearing back here to the scene of the crime. He says another officer arrived to find a neighbor tending to the boys who were shot in the head, and that Lucas was outside in a nearby driveway.
Oh, man.
Lucas's defense asks the detective if the sheriff's office tried to detect any drugs in her system.
Are you aware of any kind of toxicology screening or drug screening my client may have participated in between the time of her arrest and now?
The detective answers no after the defense motions to preserve and review the evidence collected by the sheriff. Judge Jennifer Porter approves and leaves Lucas's bond unchanged at $2 million. Although court ends for the day, it's just the beginning for the family's mourning 2 special lives lost.
We're going to be here every time, every step of the way. And we're going to make sure that we bring justice for these boys.
Justice, the grieving stepmother says, is the death penalty. In Shepherdsville, Ian Hardwitt, WHAS 11, on your side.
So, for them, justice is the death penalty. A lot of people don't want to speak upon that. But at the end of the day, though, for some reason we have a okayness with the Roe v. Wade situation, but in this case right here, a lot of people would say this is a problem. We tend to have a problem with doing that when there's adults involved, but that have actually been proven to do egregious things to people. But then, the Roe v. Wade situation it's just, yeah, it is what it is. I said it. All right. So we're going to keep going here. And yes, man, I'm telling you now, it's about to get serious here. We're diving deeper and deeper off into this situation here. Let's go here now. And we're going to keep this thing going.
DRB has been digging into Tiffany Lucas' background to find out more about her. We learned that she was once a business owner whom we interviewed actually in 2016. She had just opened Ms. Tiff's one-stop shop convenience store on West Broadway. We spoke with her 7 years ago about the impact as a young entrepreneur after Walmart pulled its plan to open a store in that same area.
Okay, so she was an entrepreneur, like all these new age women talk about, I'm an entrepreneur. I own my own business. I got a PhD. So, all right, she owned her own business. She was PhD'd up. Well, that's allegedly. I'm just adding that on. But, she had her own little business. Okay.
A lot of people don't make their way down here, but if there's a Walmart, you come out of the woodworks for Walmart. So probably would have brought a lot of people to, stop and check us out.
Business records show her store closed in 2017. A year later, we found she pleaded guilty to drug charges and was sentenced to 30 days in jail. There's no criminal record between 2018 and last week when she was charged with killing her two young sons. Family members say they've cleaned out the Bullitt County home that she was renting. They say it was filthy with the utilities turned off and an eviction notice on the counter.
Damn. Ooh, hey, listen, look, see, man, this is the problem when we don't have proper families and proper vetting for the people that we also decide to sleep with. I'm just going to say it. I mean, it just is what it is. Like, it had to have been something seriously wrong with this woman right here in order for this situation to actually pop off like this. This is wild here. This is wild. And for everybody to sit here and think that this is okay, and this mother right here is a sane individual, it's totally wild. And man, Jesus, man, I hate this. I hate that this happened to these two young men. Life totally snuffed out before they could even get their foot on the ground as young men. And we're going to keep diving here because it gets more and more egregious and things like this, and I know you sitting out there, where's the father, all this type of things, you know what I'm saying? We saw the auntie and the stepmother. So obviously the children had other individuals and other parents around them that actually love them and things like that. Let's not forget that, what I just showed you guys. The auntie was there. Obviously, the auntie is the father's sister. And, he was obviously married to the lady that was the stepmother. So, yeah, this is crazy right here. Let's keep going. We got to keep diving. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
Life in prison. That is the sentence just delivered today to Tiffany Lucas, the Bullitt County mother who shot and killed her two boys. Our Ian Hardwick and photojournalist Addie Hill spent the morning in the courtroom. And some of the family we spoke to said that life sentence did not go far enough.
Brooke, many of the boys' family members said during victim testimony that they wanted Lucas to go away with life without parole. After this, she's eligible for parole within the next 20 years. Throughout the court hearing this case, Lucas is...
Damn, that reminds me of... I did a report a while back on my channel about... damn, what was that woman's name? I can't think of the woman's name. I'm sorry, you guys. But the woman that back in the 90s drowned her children in the river... in the car and stuff like that. And she was all over the news back then, tears and things like that. And her husband stood by her because he didn't even know at that point that she actually did that. But come to find out, what the evidence proved, that she actually, deleted her own children and stuff like that. Man, I can't think of that woman's name. This was national news back in the 90s. If I could think of that woman's name, you would know exactly who the hell I'm talking about. Seriously, let's keep going.
His lawyers insisted the mother of two was having a psychotic episode. That came back up during closing arguments, where they said Lucas believed her kids were the targets of a child sex trafficking conspiracy. The boys' families shook their heads at that, saying even if her mental break was brought on by drugs, Lucas brought it on herself. Bobby Baker, Maurice's aunt, cared for little.
Ooh, hold on. That's too much accountability for y'all to put on women. What you did? Oh, wait, hold on. I thought we don't put accountability on women over here in America. That's some type of a sin to put accountability on her like that. If she was having some type of mental issues and drugs and all that, that's too much accountability to put on her. How dare you put accountability on this woman for doing this tragic thing? If she was, if she really had mental instability, or she was on some type of substances and stuff like, how dare you put accountability on her? How dare you? How dare you put accountability on this mom? She was a loving mom. Oh, yeah, she was loving. She's such a loving mom. How dare you put accountability on her?
Boy Jaden too, and says she'll be at every parole hearing going forward.
The only peace I have in this is knowing that you can't hurt them anymore. And nobody's gonna ever be able to fix my brother's heart. Nobody can fix that.
Baker's brother, Maurice's father, took the stand in a last-minute change of heart today in the courtroom, saying Lucas kept his kid away from him since the day he was born. And although the courtroom, the family members of those boys applauded as Lucas went away to serve that life sentence behind bars, they know.
Okay, see, my problem is they didn't let the father speak as much as they should, things like that. So obviously, of course, as we clearly see, which I've stated before, we saw the auntie, which the auntie appeared again, and we saw the stepmother, which he was married to that woman. So at the end of the day, though, yes, this young man, this man right here, was involved in his children's lives. So maybe he should have tried to figure out a way to get more custody, things like that. I get it. Sometimes things are not as easy as we think they should be, but when people are portrayed in a certain way, which we saw that it seems like she was at one point in time, she was a business owner, things like that. But, due to other aspects, she caught drug charges and stuff like that. Maybe there was his opportunity to get the children to, out of her custody, stuff like that. Maybe he wasn't able to do it at that moment. Things like it's a lot of things that go on. It's a lot of things that go on in these types of situations, but this is definitely sad. This is definitely a crazy situation here.
Their pursuit of justice will last as long as she's having those parole hearings. For now, I'm live in Shepherdsville. Ian Hardwick, WHAS 11.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, we're going to keep going here because we got to get here now. And hold on. Yeah. We're going to go here now. And we're going to keep breaking it down.
To our special coverage in the burn pile murder trial of Michael Ayala. But before we get you back to court, we do want to turn to a disturbing case in Kentucky. A young mother says that she killed her little boys by shooting them to death. Tiffany Lucas pleaded guilty today to 2 counts of murder in the shooting deaths of her 2 young sons.
Have you discussed your guilty plea with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Have you had all the time that you need to talk privately with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything that you've asked your attorneys to do in your defense that they have failed to do?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with their services?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, I've been presented here with a written motion to enter a guilty plea. Did you read this motion?
Yes, sir.
And did you sign it voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And is it your wish at this time to enter a guilty plea which follows the recommendation that is contained in the written offer?
Yes, sir.
Now, according to her attorney, this was an open plea, which means the state didn't offer Lucas a deal for making that plea. She shot and killed her sons, 6-year-old Maurice Baker Jr. and 9-year-old Jaden Howard, inside their home last November. A neighbor reportedly found the children's bodies. Lucas will be sentenced on November 22nd. Each charge has a penalty of 20 to 50 years each, which could run concurrently or consecutively.
Okay. All right. So let's keep going here. And we're going to get here now. And this is where we got a lot of testimony from close relatives and things like that. Let's just dive off into this. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
As you step up inside the witness box around the corner there. When you get up in the witness box, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony which you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Have a seat there in the black chair. Make yourself
So obviously this is the grandmother and things like that. Let's go.
comfortable. Pull up to that microphone as close as you can, and please speak loudly for the question. Mr. Taylor.
Ms. Rowan, I understand you're very upset, so if you need some time to compose yourself, we'll allow it. Would you like to proceed?
I'm ready.
Ms. Rowan, you are Jaden's grandmother, is that correct?
Yes.
And would you like to address the court with your victim impact statement?
Yes.
When you're ready, go ahead.
You know we love Jaden and Maurice. You know Jaden was the only thing we had left. And you took him from us. You know I had already lost his dad. And then my other son. And then you took Jaden. You have ripped our lives apart. And you know that you could have gave them kids to us and we would have took care of them. But you have been selfish. My heart.
Ooh, man. And see, in today's society, even other women can't call women selfish. And this is where we get. And yes, I'm telling y'all, listen, look, I know we hate to hear these type of things because definitely a lot of women can't stand it. They can't stand it to be called selfish, but they are. In the 21st century, a lot of women are selfish. So, you know, this is wild right here. You know, so I'm trying to figure some things out too, about the situation. Apparently they're talking about one of the children a little bit more heavily than they are the other child. But the thing of this is, I think the whole family was taking care of both of these children, and which that's, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, let's keep going.
Is in pieces. And you know that you have always had a place to drop them off. You took him from me, and I hurt every day. Every second of the day, I hurt.
Okay, I'm sorry, but grandmas keep saying that, you took him from me. So that means that only one of the young men were actually kin to them. The other young man, one of the other young men had a different father. But in the factors of the situation, due to the dynamics, probably, the family period was taking care of both of the children. They took in both of the children that she had, due to the fact that she had a child by her son, stuff like that. I didn't mean to capture her with with her like that, but yeah, I just had to say that. Okay.
Now I hope they give you 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole. I want you to suffer just like I'm suffering right now. They did not deserve that. You took my little man from me. And we all love him so much, Jaden and Maurice. Oh, I remember the time he called me, Nana, and told me he loved me. And it took him forever to come up with me. But Jaden is our blood. Oh, God.
Okay, so Jaden, I'm not sure if he could be he probably is the youngest one in the pictures that y'all see. Okay, so yeah, it is confirmed at this moment what grandma said, that, what I'm saying, there were 2 children, but one of the children only belonged to that family by blood, but they also still took care of both of the children, which, what I'm saying, it's a great thing. Seriously.
Oh, Lord, give me strength. You have hurt so many people, Tiffany. Jane had cousins that loved him. Melody and Torn.
Okay, I would like to take the time to kind of point some things out. If you see grandma's face and see the youngest child's face up there, if you can see my mouse and things like that, yeah, the youngest child does look more similar to the grandmother. You know what I'm saying?
Sleep with a teddy bear and a picture of Jane every night. Oh, that's the saying. She just knows. She knows. She done ripped us apart.
Mr. Taylor, any additional questions?
No other questions.
Any questions from the defense?
No.
Is this witness free to be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome to have a seat back in the courtroom or leave the courthouse. Who does the Commonwealth call next?
Call Bobby Baker.
Ms. Baker, can you please go around the witness box, right up this way, around over here.
My goodness, you can just feel the pain that Regina Rowling is feeling. She is the grandmother of victim Jaden Howard. And even though Maurice Baker isn't her blood, she even noted how eventually he started calling her Nana, too, as she was a grandma to both of those beautiful boys. And
Right. There we go. Confirmation. Both of the children didn't belong to this family, but they treated both of the children as their own. And this is fucking chilling. You know what I'm saying? This is sad. This is a whole disrespectful ass situation. But you know what? At the end of the day, though, yeah, from what we've been taught by Disney movies and all this, situation throughout these decades and stuff like that, and century, these women are princesses. They can't do no harm. They want her to fly. Oh, they're scared. They're scared of roaches. They're scared of flies. Women are so scared of bugs. Yeah, women scared of bugs, huh? Yeah, women scared of bugs. You know, oh, your dainty woman, she's so scared of a roach. Okay. All right.
Told Tiffany Lucas, you know, you always had a place to drop them off. So if she no longer wanted her kids, they had a place to go with the loving grandmother we just saw. That was moving. I tell you what, I don't know how there's not, how there it could be a dry eye in that courtroom right now after that. That was tough. And the heartbreak's going to continue for her. It's not over today. This is just some closure today with sentencing. We'll hit a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about victims Jaden Howard and Maurice Baker. Jaden was 9 years old. Maurice was 6 years old when their mother, Tiffany Lucas, shot them to death.
There are lots of cases that we'd like to look at. This
Hold
show
on.
interview with the
Hold on. This just happened. This got presented 7 days ago. Okay. Hold on. Let me see where I'm at.
Life sentence without the possibility of parole.
Hold on.
And Tiffany Lucas talking about how Tiffany brutally took the lives of her little grandson, Jaden, and his brother, Maurice Baker, who loved Regina just like his own grandmother. He called her Nana. Now, let's go to the next impact statement. This is going to be from Maurice's aunt. Let's take a look.
Maurice, but I consider myself Jaden's aunt as well.
I understand. Would you please read your impact statement for the court?
Tiffany, on November 8th, 2023, you changed the lives of two beautiful boys. You broke my brother's heart, my heart, and the heart of anyone who had encountered them. Jaden and Maurice didn't see you for who you really are. They loved you so much, but at the end of the day, you became what children their age fear the most, a monster. Not for
Ooh, a monster. A monster. And this was their own mother. A monster. Think about that.
1 minute do I believe, like you said, you were in a hard spot. You had support in so many ways that you could have used. Like I often told you when we spoke, being a good mom is also making the decision that you can't give the boys the best life and allowing another parent to step in. But you refuse to do so selfishly.
Oh, no, that's what they're not going to do. That's what they're not going to do. Some of them, that's what they're not going to do. They're not going to allow the opposite side of the family to step in. They're not going to allow it in certain cases. And this is where we at right here. I'm bringing this report to the forefront because she's just now getting sentenced. You know what I'm saying? What I'm bringing to you right now and what we're seeing on the screen right now, this just happened 7 days ago. This sentence just happened 7 days ago from the time I'm reporting it to you right now. You know what I'm saying? And we, look at the date. But no, wow. But I thought women were sunshine and flowers. They could never do any harm to anybody. I thought women were scared of bugs. I thought women were, just they. I mean, right. Your girlfriend coming to you, she asks you to kill that spider on the wall. Yeah. Okay.
Because it wouldn't align with what social media saw. Instead, you decided to play God and decide the boy's faith. I often see these court shows where the defendants are forgiven by the victim's family, but not today, not by me. I will never forgive you. I struggle and often wonder what else kind of pain did they endure at the hands of you before you ultimately took their life. Part of this statement I was gonna write, I hope every day you close your eyes that they haunt you, but I don't. You don't deserve to see them and they shouldn't see you. If he decides to give you any kind of leniency today and grant you parole at some point, bitch, I'll be there at every parole hearing. Do you hear me?
Ooh, what she say, bitch, I'll be there every parole hearing. Hey, shout out to that auntie right there. Shout out to her. For real though. That bitch, that motherfucker said, bitch, I'll be there every fucking parole hearing.
I'll be there at every parole hearing.
Hold on, ma'am. Just a moment. Hold on. They may have more questions.
I have no further questions.
There are questions from the defense.
No, Your Honor.
Then you can go ahead and leave now. Thank you. Mr. Taylor, who is your Commonwealth call that?
Naomi Crawford.
Ms. Crawford, would you please go around past the witness box and watch your step as you step inside? When you're inside the witness box, please turn around, face me, and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony which you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Please have a seat in the chair. Pull up that black microphone as closely as you can and speak loudly with the question. Mr. Taylor?
And Ms. Crawford, what's your relationship to the victims in this case? Maurice?
Yes.
And what would you like to tell the court?
I just want to tell the court and mainly Tiffany that you took away our chance to have a relationship with my nephew. When my brother called me, I wonder how he's doing, and I asked him mom so quick, I hope he's okay. Because I remember how you broke him. So at 12:30 at night when he calls me, if I don't answer that phone, if I don't see that phone call, I'm in such agony because I wonder, is he okay? Do you need me? That's my answer to him. His son is gone. You can never bring him back. And there is nothing and no amount of time that this court could give you that is fair. Life expectancy is about 70 years. You took 60 from them. Anything less than 60 for both of them, or each of them, is not even enough.
I have no further questions.
Any questions from the defense?
No.
Thank you, ma'am. She's free to be excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may either go back to your seat or leave the courtroom.
Oh, this case is so heartbreaking and so frustrating, isn't it? You see all of these wonderful women getting up there and talking about how much they love these babies. Any of them would have taken them, I'm sure. They didn't have to die. Let me bring in our law enforcement analyst guest now, somebody who's a tremendous victims advocate. She has her own show, Break the Case with Jennifer Coffindeffer, retired FBI special agent. Jen Coffindeffer here with us. Good morning to you, my friend. Oh, I know this breaks your heart. Tell us what you're thinking as you're watching this, please.
You know, it's so hard to listen to, Julie, but I love how our country does these sentencing hearings because you get to see the pain inflicted on all the people left behind. But Julie, I want to focus for just 1 second on the pain inflicted on these two boys. The hardest part about this case for me is that she shot them in the head. She took their faces from them. And I don't mean to get so graphic, but it's just so brutal. And I truly believe this is a case that deserves life without parole.
Absolutely.
In my aspect, this is a case that deserves the death penalty. But I'm not the ADA or anything on this situation. Man, my goodness. Oh my goodness. And see, this is the problem here. And I'm a huge advocate for our young men in the 21st century, because you know what I'm saying, these are some of the aspects that our young men are going through before they even get a chance at life. They're being snuffed out and disrespected, snuffed out, sometimes by their own. Now, I get it. There's aspects in life where, you know what I'm saying, being snuffed out is by other people and stuff like that. I do get that. You know what I'm saying? I know how life works. It's not all this way, but Jesus Christ, man, to be snuffed out by your own blood. It has to be some type of overwhelming overwhelming amount of disrespect when she had options. And I don't want to hear shit about, say, well, she didn't have nobody to help her, and she didn't have nobody to, do anything to help her, and this and that, woo to woo, and most women don't have help, and this and that bullshit. She had plenty of help, plenty of it. And these young men are no longer able to, grow and build themselves and become the men that they could have been. Who knows? One of them could have become a doctor. One of them could have become a lawyer. One of them could have become a scientist. One of them could have become something that could have been a productive citizen in society if raised the proper way. Who knows now? Who knows? So, yeah, it is what it is on this aspect, man. I had to bring this to you guys and things like that. You know what I'm saying? This is, I was very, as you clearly see, I was highly pissed off by this situation, highly pissed off and things like that, because I don't understand that. I was never raised around women with this type of thought process or hatred in their heart like that, or anything like that, to face their children like that and delete their children like that in their faces. But yeah, though, it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say, that, my friends, is the bottom line.